Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam view class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितिनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we are discussing the pastime of Lord winding up the pastimes. So we discussed how Lord arranged for the Brahmanas to curse his own dynasty so that the Yadus can go back to the spiritual world and the Devta portions they can go back to the Swarga. And then we saw that when Vasudev, the father of Krishna, he came to know about this, he started lamenting because of his humility. He was thinking that now Krishna is about to disappear and I have not taken association of Krishna properly. So that time Narad Muni comes one day and Vasudev asks various questions how I can get delivered from this material existence. So Narad Muni quotes a conversation which happened between Nimi Maharaj and Navyogendras. Navyogendras were the sons of Rishabhadev. So Narad Muni quotes the conversation which happened between Nimi Maharaj and Navyogendras. And basically, Nimi Maharaj asks 9 questions. So far, we have discussed 6 questions. So, first question was, what is the supreme good for everyone? And in very detail, Kavi Navyogendra Kavi, he describes that bhakti is the ultimate good for everyone. Worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord is ultimate good for everyone. And then Nimi Maharaj asks, please tell me about the various devotees of the Lord, the qualities, the characteristics of the various devotees. So in response to that, Havi, he replies the 3 types of devotees, Kanishtha, Madhyam and Uttama. After describing this, Nimi Maharaj asks the third question, how one can conquer over, before that he asks, what is the Lord's Maya? Please tell me that. So in answer to, in response to that, Antariksha, he describes about the whole creation and annihilation of the universe, material cosmos. After this, Nimi Maharaj asks how one can conquer over Maya, how a foolish materialist can conquer over Maya. So in response to that, Prabuddha, he describes the path of Karma Yoga, how by practicing karma yoga one can in an indirect way can get also liberated slowly. And then after this he asks about, Nimi Maharaj asks about the form of Narayan, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So he asks, in response to that, Pippaline, he describes the transcendental position of Narayan and he compares that with the living entities. So that was the 5th question. And then in the 6th question, he describes about the process of karma yoga. And there he describes the Avirhotra, he describes the path of karma and how one can worship the Lord in various incarnations and get liberated. So that was the end of the third chapter. So in response to one of the verses which was spoken by Avirhotra, Nimi Maharaj, he asks a further question. So in 48th verse of the third chapter, Naviyogendra, Avirhotra, he had said that Murtya Abhimatamayah, Abhimatyatmanaha. One should worship the form of the Lord, which is very, very attractive for a devotee or for a person. And then again in 52 and 53rd verse also, Avirhotra, he had said that one should bow down to the Lord Hari after glorifying him with prayers. So now in the fourth chapter, Nimi Maharaj, when he heard about when he heard about the various pastimes, various avatars, one should worship the form which is dear to oneself. So now in the fourth chapter beginning, Nimi Maharaj is asking the seventh questions. Yani yani hi karmani yairyai swachhanda janma bihi chakre karoti kartava haristani bruvantunah. He says, Yani yani hi karmani yairyai swachhanda janma bihi. So the Lord, he appears out of his own free will and he performs various pastimes. Yani yani hi karmani. So please tell me about all the incarnations who have appeared in the past, who are there at present, and who will be appearing in the future. So one of the word he uses is Abhimata Murti. Abhimata Murti means that form which is among the eternal forms that came in the last chapter, Abhimata Murti. So therefore, in response to that, Nimi Maharaj is asking this question. So in response to this question, now the sage Drumila, he starts answering. First of all, it describes that actually nobody can count the qualities of the Lord because they are immeasurable. Yovanantasya gunanantan anukramishyan satupala buddhi rajamsi bhume ganayet kathanchit kalen naiva kila shakti dhamna. He says, Anantasya gunan anantan. The unlimited Lord has unlimited glories. If somebody tries to count the glories of the Lord, he is like a foolish person. He's like a child. His intelligence is childish because Rajamsi Bhume Ganayet Kathanchit, even if a great genius person could somehow or other count all the dust particles which are there in the creation, still one cannot count the glories of the Lord because Lord's glories are unlimited. One can never count the attractive qualities of the Lord. We have heard in the second canto also. Shesha, it is described about Shesha, that Shesha, since the beginning of creation, is trying to count the qualities of the Lord, but he has not come to an end. And then again, it is described that even if somebody can count the particles of the dust, snowflakes, and the sun rays, still he will not be able to count the qualities of the Lord. Gunatmanaste api gunan vimatum hitavatirnasya kaishirasya kalena yairvai vimita sukalpair bhupam savakhe mihika dubhasya. Bhupam sava, khe mihika, and dubhasavaha. Bhupam sava means the grains of sand, khe mihika means the rays of the sun, and dubhasya means the snowflakes. So Lord has unlimited qualities. After describing this, Drumila, he starts the description of Purusha avatars. He says when the primeval Lord Narayan, he created this whole universal material body made up of 5 elements, that is Mahavishnu. Then from Mahavishnu, after this whole universal creation was made, this universe was made, Hiranya, golden ball. We have discussed this in second canto, third canto. It is described by Brahmaji also. Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodakshay Vishnu and enters every material universe. And from this Lord comes the various types of jivas. Energies of the jivas, they come. From his transcendental senses, all the knowledge acquiring senses and active senses, they come in the living entities. From his consciousness comes the knowledge. From his power of breathing comes the strength, power, and conditioned activities of the conditioned souls. He says, Lord is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of this universe. So this is description of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. From the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, all the manifestation comes out. First Brahmaji comes out, and then Brahmaji does the secondary creation. And then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu expands as Shirodakshaya Vishnu and enters in the body of each and every living entity as Paramatma. After describing this, Drumila, he describes about the various Gunavataras, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Brahmaji, Lord Vishnu, he is a avatar of Sattva. He is a predominating deity of mode of goodness. Brahmaji is a predominating deity of mode of passion, and Lord Shiva is the deity of for mode of ignorance. And then after this, he describes the various Leela avatars. So he describes one of the Leela avatars in great detail. He says, Nara Narayan Rishi, they were born to Dharma in the womb of his wife Murti. Because Dharma and Murti, they were performing tapasya and they wanted Supreme Lord. So they prayed and did all the tapasya and Lord appeared. So Nara Narayan Rishi, they taught devotional service and they taught how to become completely detached from the material world by practice of bhakti. These sages, these great lords, they are worshipped by even great sages today. So generally we know, whenever some great sage or a king or anybody does intense tapasya, one person gets disturbed. And who is that? That is Indra. Indra, he became afraid because of the severe penances of Naranarayan Rishi they were performing at Badrika Ashram. So as usual, the usual course of action for Indra is he sent all the apsaras headed by Cupid because he did not know the greatness of the Lord. So the Cupid and all the entourage, all the apsaras, Gandharvas and everybody expert in disturbing and agitating the minds of sages and everybody, they went to Badarika Ashram. And there they started releasing the arrows, the Pushpa Ban, the arrows of the glances of a women. And that's how they were thinking, will it disturb these sages from their austerity? They could not see that these are Supreme Lord themselves. They have no desire. They are Atmaram, they are Aptakam. Nobody can disturb them because they don't have any desire. And whatever desires they have, it is fulfilled automatically. They don't have anything to do from outside. Lord Narnarayan Rishi, Lord Narnarayan Rishi, they understood the offense of Cupid and all the other devatas. They understood the offense which was committed by Indra, and therefore, very interesting verse, it is written there that Narnarayan Rishi, although they were engaged in such intense penance, generally a person who is doing such intense austerity, he becomes proud of his austerity. Narnarayan Rishi, because they are Supreme Lord and the devotee of the Lord, they were not proud of their austerity. And when they opened their eyes, Cupid could understand that these people have become angry. Although they have not become angry, but Cupid, he was thinking now because we have disturbed the meditation of these sages, now they are going to curse. Narnarayan Rishi, they could understand the mood of Cupid. He was trembling. Cupid was trembling out of fear. But to his surprise, Narnarayan Rishi, they addressed Cupid with great humility and hospitality. They said, do not fear, O Cupid, O wind god, O all the sage, all the demigods, O apsaras, don't worry, you don't fear. On the contrary, they said that please accept whatever gift I am offering you. And kindly, very interesting, they say, kindly sanctify my ashram by your presence. That can be done only by the Supreme Lord. The person who came to disturb their tapasya, Narayan Rishi was such in humble mood. They are telling that please sanctify our place by your presence. Gata Vismayaha. Gata Vismaya means, so purport focuses on this word Gata Vismaya. Gata Vismaya means free from false pride. These rishis, Narayan Rishi, they were not proud of performing severe penances. So when they heard, please accept, when they said, please accept our offerings, demigods, they were thinking, we do not need anything. We have everything, whatever we have, whatever we need. But Narayan Rishi, they say, without accepting our hospitality, our ashram will not become sanctified. Please accept our offering. When Lord, Narayan Rishi, they spoke in such a way, the fear of devatas and the cupid, it was dispelled, and they started offering beautiful prayers to Narayan Rishi. They say, you are the supreme Lord without any change. Your causeless compassion is actually, whatever you're showing to us is not at all unusual, because we offended you and you are showing compassion to us. It is not unusual, because the devotees, the great sages who surrender to you, who offer prayers to you, they are self-satisfied. They never become angry. They are free from false ego. How can the Lord be contaminated with these qualities? Etadishanamishasya, etadishanamishasya. There is one verse I'm not remembering. Uh, in the first canto it is said, Supreme Lord, He is free from all the lust. Etadishanam ishasya prakritistopi tadgunai na yujyate sadatmastair tata buddhi yadashraya. So if the Lord is free from lust, so therefore the devotees who worship the Lord, they are also free from lust. They are also free from false ego. They are also free from anger. And then they say, what to speak of you? You are saying, we don't care for all these, whatever you are doing. Narayan Rishi told, we are not interested in whatever you are showing us. So the Devatas, they say, actually, not only you, your devotees also do not care for us. Very interesting. They say, your devotees are also not interested in us. They don't care for us. They say, although we create so many obstacles for them, but still they are not disturbed from their path. So demigods, they actually sometimes out of their envy, because they are thinking, oh, these devotees of Lord, they are not worshipping us. They are surpassing our supremacy. Sometimes they become envious. Sometimes they put obstacles, just like we see in the Govardhan Leela. So that's why these devatas, they sometimes create obstacles in the path of devotees, which is not the case in demigod worshippers. They do not face any obstacle, because they are directly serving devatas, and devatas, their false ego is satisfied, so they don't put any obstacles. So when Narnarayan Rishi, they hear this, they say, oh, will my devotee fall because of these obstacles? They say, no, 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 certainly they will not fall, because you are the protector of your devotees. Neha vikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate. There is no there is no loss in the process of devotional service. Say bhakta dhanya jena chhade prabhur charan. Say prabhu dhanya jena chhade nijajan. Durdaiva sevak yadi jaye anya sthane. Say prabhu dhanya tare chule dhariyane. That Lord is great who never leaves his devotees. And the devotee is also fortunate. He never leaves the Lord. That is his fortune. So that's how, sorry. Yeah. So that is the glory of the devotee of Krishna. So the devatas, they are saying that, okay, actually, because you are protecting your devotees, all our obstacles cannot do anything. So therefore, they say, some people actually will cross beyond the influence of ours. There are some people who worship us to get something, and they are controlled by us. Because they are so much absorbed in sense gratification, they are controlled by us. And therefore, they pursue all the enjoyment of their desires. But they say there are some people who actually cross beyond our influence. They cross all the sensual pleasures, they cross all the bodily dualities, heat, cold, hunger, thirst, all the senses, sensual agitation. All these do not disturb these people, but even after crossing all these, they foolishly drown. These things, they are like the ocean. They cross the ocean, but they drown themselves in the calf's hoof print when conquered by anger. So there are some yogis. They do not worship God. They do not worship Krishna. There are some people who worship devatas. They are definitely under the control of devatas. But devatas are saying there are some people who are not under our control. Who are they? They are not your devotees. They are yogis. These yogis, they completely conquer all their sensual desires, but they cannot conquer over anger, and that's why sometimes they lose all their acquired credits because they express anger. So therefore it is like somebody, they give an example, Chakravarti Thakur gives an example. It is like a person who is swimming in the ocean and is just crossing that ocean, but somehow he cannot continue and he starts drowning. Out of his fear, what he does, if he's carrying a great treasure on his head, he will throw that treasure away just to save his life. Similarly, these great sages, they have acquired a great treasure of sense control. They are beyond the bodily dualities, but still, because they are not devoted to you, O my Lord, they get overwhelmed by anger. So therefore, all these acquisitions by these sages are useless for sense gratification and useless for liberation. So they cannot enjoy also and they cannot get liberated also. So therefore, only by the process of devotional service one can very easily cross over all the obstacles. And then when as demigods, they are praising the Lord. Lord was not so much interested in hearing all these praises. Nar Narayan Rishi, they were not so much interested. So while demigods were praising the Lord manifested many women. And these women, they were much, much superior in all the respects. In their beauty, in their all the feminine features. They were very nicely decorated, very gorgeous, and they manifested in front of the devatas. And it is written there that each of these people, each of these women, they were much more beautiful than the apsaras all these devatas had brought. So demigods, when they saw, they were completely bewildered. They were bewildered just by the fragrance which was coming from the bodies of these ladies who were created by Narnarayan Rishi. So seeing the beauty and the magnificence of such women, the devatas, they were completely astonished. All their effulgence and opulence completely diminished. And then Lord told them, please choose one of them and take her to your abode. She will become the ornament of heaven. Take her. So demigods, they chose the most beautiful of all these ladies, and her name was Urvashi. So out of respect for the Lord, all these devatas, they offered their respects to the Lord, offered obeisances, and they kept Urvashi in front of them and they went back to heaven. And all these devatas, when they told what had happened there, Indra, he was surprised, astonished, and he heard the glories of Nar Narayan Rishi. He became aware of his great offense, and therefore he was both enlightened and astonished. So after describing about this Nar Narayan Rishi in great detail, then Drumila, he describes about the other Leela avatars of the Lord. He says the Lord has appeared in the form of Hamsa, Dattatreya, Kumara, and Rishabha. As Hayagriva, he has killed the Madhu demon, he recovered the Vedas. Then he describes the Matsya avatar, how Satyavrat king was saved, and then he describes the Varaha, Kurma, and then he says how Lord appeared to save Gajendra. And then he describes that Lord once he delivered Valkhilya Rishi. Valkhilya Rishis, they were very, very tiny, tiny rishis. And one time they fell down into the calf's hoof print. So that's why they were very small. So Lord appeared just to protect these rishis. And then Drumila says that, Lord delivered Indra from the sin of killing Vritrasur, and then he appeared as Narsimdev and protected Prahlad. And then on the request of Mother Aditi, he appeared as Vamanadev, and he delivered Bali Maharaj, showed mercy to him, delivered all the um, heaven and on the kingdom to Indra again. As Parshuram, he killed all the Kshatriyas for 21 times. And then he says, to diminish the burden of the earth, Lord will appear in the Yadu dynasty. So he's predicting the appearance of Krishna. And then he says, as he will appear as Buddha to propagate the speculative philosophy. He'll appear as Kalki to punish all the impious rulers. And then he says there are innumerable appearances and the activities of the Lord. Glories of the Lord are unlimited. So that is the end of the 4th chapter. So now after hearing about the various avatars of the Lord, Nimi Maharaj, he was very surprised that Lord is so very great, but still people, they do not take to the process of bhakti. What will be their destination? So now he is talking about those who are abhaktas. What is the destination of those who are non-devotees? Bhagavantam harim prayo na bhajantyatma vittamah tesham ashanta kamanam kanishtha vijitatmanam harim prayo na bhajanti atma vittama. O knowers of Atma, O great sage, there are some people who are not worshipping the Lord. And please tell me, these people who are ashanta, they are always disturbed because they are unlimited desires. Ashanta kamana, unable to quench their material desire and not able to control themselves, they are worshipping so many other people. What is their destination? Kanishtha, what is their destination? So now in response to this question, Chamas Rishi now answers. So Chamas Rishi, he describes first the process of worshipping the Lord, and then he'll describe the unfortunate position of those who do not worship the Lord. So Chamas Rishi says that, each of the Varnas, they are generated from different bodily parts of the universal Lord. We have heard that from the face of the Lord, Brahmanas took birth, from the arms, Kshatriyas, from the waist, Vaishyas, and from the limbs, Shudras. So that's what he's saying. So he says that there are some people who are not spontaneously attracted to the Lord. For them, Lord has arranged this Varnashram system. But there are some people who fall from this Varnashram. Yayesham Purusham Shakshad Atma Prabhamamishwaram Na Bhajantyava Jananti Sthanat Bhrashtat Patantyadaha. So he says that if anyone does not follow this Varnashram system, then what is the result? Na Bhajanti, they do not worship the Varnashram, and therefore avajananti, they do not respect the Lord. So two things are mentioned. First, na bhajanti, they do not worship, avajananti, and they disrespect. What is their destination? Sthanad bhrashtad patantyadaha. They fall down from their position to hellish conditions. So na bhajanti means out of ignorance they fail to worship the Lord, and avajananti means intentionally they disrespect the Supreme Lord. So two things are mentioned. So Varnashram system is there for those who do not worship the Lord directly. But even in Varnashram, there are some people who do not respect the Lord and who neglect the Lord. And therefore, what you should do, O king? So now Chamas Rishi is giving a instruction to the king. Dure hari katha kechid dure cha achyuta kirtana striya shudradayashchaiva tenu kampaya bhavadrisham. He says there are some people who are dure hari katha. They are not interested. They are devoid of devotee association and they are devoid of hari katha. Dure hari katha and dure achyuta kirtana. They are not interested in hari katha and they cannot appreciate the glorification of the Lord. And there are such people like Shudras and all the other fallen classes of men. Anukampaya bhavadrisham. O king, you should show mercy to these people. So therefore, he's instructing, Chamas Rishi is instructing the king that you please specially give mercy to fallen people. So in the purport, it is written that this conversation, which must have happened between many thousands of years ago, at the time of Lord Ramachandra, because Nimi Maharaj was the son of Ikshvaku, and Ikshvaku is one of the ancestors of Lord Ram. So this conversation must have happened that time. And Bhagavad Gita was spoken just 5,000 years ago. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also speaks the same, almost same verse. Mam hi partha vipashritya yepi syo papayo nayah sriyo vaishya satha shudra tepi anti param gatim. So by the process of devotional service, there are people who are from the lower castes. They can also get delivered. So then after this, Chamas Rishi describes the positions and activities of those who intentionally disrespect the Lord. Avajananti. So in the fifth verse, he says, on the other hand, there are some Kshatriyas and the Brahmanas because they are bewildered. Although they are reading the scriptures, they are reading the Vedic scriptures, but they misinterpret the scriptures in wrong way. Therefore, they fall down. Bhagavad Gita also says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadante vipaschitah Vedavadarata partha nanyadasiti vadinah. There are some people who are attracted by the flowery words of the Vedas. The Vedas, they many times promise sense gratification. And therefore, these people, they become so much attracted to sense gratification, they do not even understand the purpose of the Vedic scripture is Vedescha sarvair ahameva vedyo. The purpose is to know Krishna. But these people, they do everything. They do all the penance to attain the heavenly pleasures. Such ignorant men, they are arrogantly proud. Stabdha. They are very proud. They pose themselves as very learned. They think they pose that I am such a learned, but actually they are bewildered by the promising words of the Vedas. How they are bewildered? They are bewildered by hearing from the Vedas that we can become immortal by drinking somaras. We'll go to heaven, and by following Chaturmasya sacrifice, we'll become immortal. After going to heaven, we'll enjoy with apsaras. There will be no cold, no heat, no fatigue, no old age. All these things bewilder these people. And therefore, what they do? They live life completely in the mode of ignorance. And because so much of Rajogun, they take terrible vows. Ghora Sankalpa. What is that Ghora Sankalpa? They think, oh, he's my enemy, let him die. That is a Ghora Sankalpa, full of lusty desires. Their anger is like that of snake, and therefore they are always deceitful, sinful, and they mock those devotees who are dear to Achyuta. They behave like devotees. They dress themselves like devotees, but they are completely full of lusty desires. They cannot appreciate the humble efforts of devotees to distribute Krishna consciousness. That's what Prabhupada disciples write in the purport. These people, they think, oh, they are beggars, They are just crying loudly just to fill their bellies. And that's how they are criticizing the devotees. Bhagavad Gita also says, Asaumaya hata shatrur hanishye chaparanapi ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. So many of the theme of this chapter very much resembles the mentality of demoniac people, which is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says these demoniac people, they think, oh, he's my enemy, I have killed him, and there's one more, I'll kill him also. In this way, I'll enjoy. These people make a show of religion, you know. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhanamana madanvita yajante nama yagyaiste dambhena avidhi purvakam. Because of the proud, because of the obstinacy, dhanamana madanvita, blinded by the wealth. Yajante nama yagyaste, they do so many of the yagyas, but to prove, oh, I am such a great religious person, dambhena avidhi purvakam, they do it avidhi purvakam. So that is the quality of a person who is so much interested in sense gratification. And therefore, these people, they celebrate life in an ignorant way. They are so much attached to lust, they practically worship their wives. And their home is dedicated to sex life. And in this way, when these two people they meet, they encourage each other in all their whimsical desires, and therefore they perform the sacrifices in the mode of ignorance. And many times they kill animals. And therefore in the purport describes that these people, when they kill animal, they do not understand that it is so very sinful. Vidihinam asrishtannam mantrahinam madakshinam shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, these people, they do sacrifices without any rules and regulations, without giving charity, without distribution of food. That is the quality. And therefore, they become so very proud. There are 8 reasons which make these people proud. Sriya vibhutya abhijanena vidyaya tyagena rupena balena karmana jatsmayenandadhiya saheshwara sato avamanyanti hari priyan khalaha. Shriya, they become proud and foolish because of the wealth, because of the beauty, because of their relatives, because of the high birth they have, because of the strength, because of the performance of so many rituals. Jat smayenandh dhiya saheshwaran. The intelligence of such people is blinded by pride. And in that pride, what they do? They envy Supreme Lord, they blaspheme the Supreme Lord, and they blaspheme the devotees of the Lord also. And therefore, such unintelligent people, they do not hear about the Lord. They do not spend time in worshipping the Lord. What they do? They speak Prajalpa all the time. All the time, these people are absorbed in talking about all the nonsense thing which is happening in the world, in the political field, in the social world, what is happening in the media, in Bollywood, whatever is happening. Nothing to do with any of these things, but these people, they will be completely absorbed. Shrotavyadini Rajendrarnyam Shanti Sahasrasha. These people, they have thousands of topics to talk about. Niram Santi Sahasrasha. And therefore, Atmavit Sammatapam, Napashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedinam Apashyatam. They do not understand the value of life. They are griha medis. That's what Shukdev Goswami says. So these people, they are completely absorbed in sense gratification. They prefer to waste their time in discussing about all the things of the world rather than hearing about the Lord. They don't hear about Krishna. They engage in all breaking four regulative principles: meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex. So that's how they become so absorbed in sinful life. Every materialistic man, he thinks he does not have time for spiritual life. That's why, when Prabhupada was in India and he was trying to spread this message of Bhagavad Gita, nobody was taking it seriously. So Prabhupada and everybody would tell him, Swamiji, this is a very nice, message, but but time nahi hai hamare paas. So Prabhupada wrote an article, No Time, Disease of the Modern Man. So therefore, these people, they are completely absorbed in sense gratification. And then Chamas Rishi gives some clarifications about the concession which is given in the Vedas. So he says that people in the world, they are generally attracted to meat eating, sex life, and intoxication. But according to scriptural injunction, sex should be only through sacred marriage. Meat eating only should be done through sacrificial offerings. And intoxication should be done through the acceptance of ritual cups of wine, not unlimited, whatever amount one want, one can drink. No, that is not mentioned in the scriptures. So therefore, the ultimate purpose of the Vedas is to regulate and ultimately give up all these lower desires. So that is the purpose of the Vedas. And then he says generally, and in the purport in detail, describes how these people, they engage in meat eating, intoxication, and what is recommended in the scriptures. It is written there that meat eating, if somebody wants to eat meat, it is permitted only that he should consume meat of a 5-clawed animal. That only 5 types: rhinoceros, turtle, rabbit, porcupine, and lizard. And Prabhupada also mentions that goat can be eaten. Liquor, liquor should be allowed only during highly restricted sacrifices. Not everybody can drink any day. Only on specific days of the year one can drink if he is actually hell-bent on drinking. And Chakravarti Thakur writes that why sex life and meat eating is condemned if it is mentioned in the Vedas. It is for gradual purification. So it is mentioned that one can have sex life with one's wife only in the season Rito Bharyam Upayet. Not anytime. One can drink wine only during Sautramani sacrifice. Now people even don't know what is that Sautramani sacrifice. So it is the question of drinking. Huta Sesham Bhakshayet. One should eat meat of the animals which are offered in sacrifice. So therefore, in these, only permission is given for these acts. It is not an order. It is not a vidhi. It is just a sanction which is given. The goal is extinction of all these activities. And then he says that actually the purpose of wealth is to become religious, dharma. Through that dharma, one should cultivate jnana. Through that jnana, one should attain realization of the absolute truth, and ultimately one should attain liberation. But people who are materialistic, what they do, whatever wealth they have, they use it for sense gratification. They use it simply for the advancement of the family life. That is not the purpose of the wealth. Bhagavatam says, Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na tirtha pada sevaya jivan napi mritopi saha. Nehayat karma dharmaya, if your karma is not leading to dharma, if your dharma is not leading to vairagya, if your vairagya is not leading to devotional service, jivan napi mritopi saha, your living is as good as dead. These people who are materialistic, they think my family will save me, My relatives, my wealth, my property, these things will save me. But they don't understand that they are fallible soldiers. देहापत्य कलत्रादिषु आत्मसैन्यषु असत्स्वपि तेषां प्रमत्तो निधनं पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. Although they are seeing that one by one everybody is going away, my wealth is going away, my relatives are not caring for me, my body is deteriorating, but still pashyan api na pashyati. He is seeing, but still he cannot accept that. So what are the actual injunctions? He says liquor should be consumed only by smelling. Only by consuming one should, only by smelling one should consume liquor. Animal killing only during sacrifices, not wholesale slaughterhouses. And sex life only for begetting a child. But the person who is a materialist, he cannot understand all that. And therefore, and Krishna Chakravarti Thakur writes another interesting detail. He says, when sacrifice of an animal means not killing an animal, cutting a limb of an animal, and again ultimately restoring it back. What is the fate of such materialistic people? Such people, because they are so very ignorant of the actual dharmic principles, and although they are considering that I am a pious person, now these people, they think I am such a pious person, I am going to temple once a week or once in a month, I am giving them some charity to the brahmanas, I am giving some donation in the temple, and just see my name is there in the temple, on the temple wall, I am such a pious personality. But on the other hand, they kill innocent animals. They do all the violence against innocent animals. What will be their destination? They'll be eaten by the same animal in the next life. When this animal is maintained by the person, animal thinks, oh, he's my protector, he will not kill us. But when the protector, when the master comes with a knife in his hand, these animals, they think, oh, he's joking with us, he will not kill us. He has maintained us, he has given us so many things to eat, he is taking care of us. Why he'll kill us? Only at the last moment he realizes that now he is going to kill us. What is the result of that? He takes birth in the next life as an animal, the killer. And the animal who is killed by that person kills that master. And therefore, in the scriptures, it is mentioned that nobody can kill any animal every day. Okay, you can kill goat, not in the city, not every day, only on Amavasya day. Take this animal out of the city, in the temple of goddess Kali, kill the animal yourself, cut the animal yourself, and while cutting the animal, you have to look in the eyes of the animal. And while killing the animal, you have to chant one mantra. Mamsa bhakshayita mutra yasya mamsam hidamyaham etan mam satya mam sattvam pravadanti manishinah. So, you have to say this mantra. I am killing you in this life. You have the right to kill me in the next life. This is the verse from where mans, we know Hindi mein mans bolte hain. This is the verse from where mans comes. So therefore, these people, because they kill animals, they are so very envious of other living entities, and they hate the Lord. The result is they fall down to various hellish destinations. These people, they do not develop knowledge for liberation. They are absorbed in sense gratification. They are absorbed in just dharma, artha, kama. They don't even endeavor for liberation. That too, they do not perform always religious activities. They develop a sense of well-being. They think, oh, I am doing such a nice activity. I am doing a religious activity. And just see, I have become prosperous also. That means my religious practices are bearing fruit. That's how, they think. And they become so very proud that they do not even respect the Lord. And therefore, the result is they again take birth in the lower species of life. They become the killer of the soul. So this class is very, very prominent in the society. They think we are so very religious. But in their religious way, they are doing so many sinful activities. And even if they are not doing sinful activities, they are engaging in pious activity. But still, what is the result? Again, they will take birth in some family. Again, they will go through birth, old age, disease, and death. So that is what is going on. Therefore, they are called the killers of soul. One particular word is used that these people, they do not spare even a moment for spiritual life. Akshanikaha. Akshanika means they do not spare even a moment for religious life. Nidrayariyate naktam vavayena chavavayah divachaarthe haya rajan kutumba bharanenava. Throughout the day, they are engaged in earning money, and at night, either they sleep or engage in sex life. This is such an unfortunate situation. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes the symptoms of fortune. Mamanaradhya dukkhartam kutumba saktamanasa satsangarahito martyo vriddha seva parichyuta. Four types of people, they are most unfortunate. Those who do not get a chance to worship the Lord. Mam anaradhya. Second, kutumba asakta, those who are absorbed in family life, who think my family is all in all. My life is for my family. Kutumba asakta. Satsanga rahito, they do not get association of devotees. Vriddha seva parichyuta, they do not get a chance to serve the superior senior Vaishnavas. These people, they are most unfortunate. And therefore, one who gets a chance to serve the Lord, gets a chance to realize that I am not this body, I am soul, I have to develop Krishna consciousness, who gets a chance to worship, who gets a chance to associate with devotees, who gets a chance to serve the Vaishnavas, they are most fortunate. And just by coming in Krishna consciousness, just by being in touch with ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada has given us an opportunity to become most fortunate. We are getting all this in abundance. So therefore, these people, they don't understand these uh, concessions or the chance to worship the devatas. They are like, some some additional way which is given to ultimately come to Krishna. But because they start feeling so very happy by following all these rules and regulations of demigod worship and all these religious principles, they forget the goal. It is like a man who starts taking a treatment, and then he starts getting cured, and then in between he gives up the medicine. He thinks, "Arey, abhi ho gaya, I am getting well." So the demigod worship and the religious life is not the goal of scriptures. The goal is Ante Narayana Smriti. The goal is to become Krishna conscious. So dharma, artha, kam may give temporary relief, but the ultimate goal is to come to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, again, one falls down. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare kripaya tare pahi murare. Again birth, again death. So therefore, these people who are killers of the soul, Atmaha, this word comes many times. Atmaha, killer of the soul. Soul is eternal. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. Then why it is mentioned killer of the soul? Because the inclination is destroyed. By engaging in sense gratification, the inclination to come to Krishna is destroyed. And therefore, these people are always in distress. Always they are suffering. Ete atma hano shanta ajnane jnanamaninaha sidanti akrita kritya vai kala dhvasta manoratha. All these people, atmahana, they are killers of the soul. They are always ashanta. Everybody wants peace in life, but very few know how to be peaceful. Only by taking shelter of spiritual life, worshipping Krishna, one can be peaceful in midst of all the disturbing situations. So these people, they are ashanta. They are ignorant, agyane, but they think I am intelligent, jnanamaninaha. They think themselves to be very, very learned and intelligent. So therefore, sidanti. Sidanti means they continuously suffer. Akrit kritya vai. Because they are not doing the real duties of life. Akrit kritya. They are not doing the real duties. They are doing all the false duties. Therefore, kala dhvasta manoratha. What is the result? All their desires are destroyed by time. Chintamaparimayam cha pralayantamupashritah kamopabhoga parama etavaditi nishchitah. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Chintam aparimayam. These people have unlimited anxieties. Kab tak? Pralayantam. Till the last breath of the life, they have anxiety, chinta. And Prabhupada tells the story of a person who is dying and he has three sons. So he cannot even open his eyes. He's asking, oh, son is there. He said, yes, father, I am here. Or tera chota bhai, ha, pitaji, I am also here. And the youngest one, yes, I am also there. Father, you don't worry. Father says, if all of you are here, who is taking care of the shop? Who is taking care of the business? Chinta aparimeyam. So that is the condition of such people. And the result is they go into the hellish destinations. They enter into the darkest regions of the universe. That is the destiny of such type of people. And Krishna, he says in Bhagavad Gita that, such people, they are actually put into lower species of life. Asurim yonima panna mudha janmani janmani. Again and again, birth after birth, they go in the hellish destinations. So that is the fate of materialistic people. So after hearing all this, King Nimi Maharaj, he understands that such people cannot be delivered except by the appearance of the Lord. Bhagwan hi aake bacha sakte hain inko. So he's thinking like this. So he asks about the avatars. So he says, he requests the sages, please speak about the Yuga avatars and the process of worshipping them. Kasmin kale sa bhagavan kim varno kidrishin ribhi namna va kena vidhina pujyate tadihochatam. Kasmin kale sa bhagavan. In the four ages, different ages, kim varna, in what color, in which form the Lord appears. What is the name of that form? How that form is worshipped? Please tell me all that. So now, this is the last question. So now Karbhajan Rishi starts answering. He says in the Satya Yuga, he says there are four yugas: Krita, Treta, Dwapar and Kali. In these four yugas, Lord appears in various complexions, various forms, and he is worshipped by various processes. What is the form of the Lord in Kali Yuga? In the Satya Yuga, sorry. He appears in white form. He has four hands. He has a matted lock. He wears a deer skin, sacred thread, water pot. And people of Kali Yuga, people of Satya Yuga, they are peaceful. They are non-envious. They are very merciful, steady. They are very having controlled senses. They are not disturbed. They engage in worship of the Lord by meditation. What is the name of that avatar? Hamsa, Suparna, Vaikuntha, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Ishwara, Purusha, Avyakta and Paramatma. So these are the avatars for Satya Yuga. Then he says about the Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, Lord appears in red form, red color, Rakta. And he is actually the form of sacrifice. He wears three-stranded belt and he possesses the three Vedas. And how do people worship? What is the mode of worship? Mode of worship is sacrifices. Lord is worshipped through sacrifices. People of Treta Yuga, they are very much fixed in dharmic principles. What is the name of Lord? So Lord's names are Vishnu, Yagya, Prishnigarbha, Sarvadeva, Urukrama, Vrishakapi, Jayanta and Urugaya. So these are the names of the Lord in Treta Yuga. And then in the Dwapar Yuga, Supreme Lord comes with a dark blue complexion. He wears yellow garments and he has a Shrivats on his chest and various other markings are there. In Dwapar Yuga, people, they have the desire to know the Lord and therefore they worship him in the mood of honoring him as a king. So therefore the Lord is worshipped by Pancharatra Vidhi, by deity worship. So that is the worship of the Lord in Dwapar Yuga. So Lord is called as Vasudev. So he starts offering prayers to Lord Vasudev. So obeisances unto you, he says, O Supreme Lord Vasudev, O Lord Narayan Rishi, you are the creator of the entire universe. Namaste Vasudevaya, Namastankarshanaya cha, Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya, Tubhyam Bhagavate Namaha, Narayanaya Rishaye, Purushaya Mahatmane, Vishveshwaraya Vishwaya, Sarvabhutatmane Namaha. So that's how he worships, he praises the Lord. And therefore he says, in this way, the people of Dwapar Yuga, they worship and glorify the Lord. And now he describes about the Kali Yuga. He says in Kali Yuga, people of the Lord, people of Kali Yuga, they worship the Supreme Lord. So actually it is astonishing that even though Kali Yuga is full of faults, still people worship the Lord. Kalau api, the word is used, kalau api. In Kali Yuga also, मतलब इतने पतित जीव हैं फिर भी ये भक्ति करते हैं. How do they worship the Lord? That is what is described in the next verse. Krishna varnam tisa krishnam sango pangastra parshadam yagyai sankirtana prayai yajantihi sumedhasah. So in the previous verse, it is a particular word is used. Tantra vidhanena. Tantra vidhanena means there is a secret method by which people they worship, because the Lord is not generally known by people of Kali Yuga. He appears in a hidden form. So every verse, Chakravarti Thakur writes, has two meanings depending on the intention and depending on the context. So now this very famous verse, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam. So although the complexion of this form is not blackish or Krishnam, but still he is Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, and then Sango Panga Astra Parshadam, and he is accompanied by his associates, by his servants, by his weapons, and by his confidential companions. And what are the activities of this avatar? Yagyai Sankirtana Prayai. This avatar engages in chanting the names of the Lord, and people of Kali Yuga, those people who are intelligent, yajantihi sumedhasaha, intelligent people worship this form of the Lord. Sumedhasaha, they engage in congregational chanting of the names of the Lord to worship the Lord. So therefore, api means in Kali Yuga also Lord appears. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord appears in every 7th Manvantara and 28th Yuga cycle. And Garga Muni, he says in the 10th canto that Lord appears in 3 colors, in 4 colors, different colors in different ages. Asan varnastrayo hi asya triyugo anuvarnitah shuklo raktas tatha pita idanim krishna kram gatah. He says that he is telling to Nanda Maharaj. He says, your son, he appears in many colors in various ages. In Satya Yuga, he appeared as Shukla, white. In Treta, he appeared as red color. Kali Yuga, he'll appear as yellow color. And now he has appeared as black color. So Krishna Varna means he is Krishna Chaitanya himself. And Varnayati, one more meaning of the word Varnayati means he utters the names of Krishna. Sango Pangastra, This incarnation does not kill by the weapons. What is the astra? What is the astra of the uh, avatar of Kali Yuga? The beauty. The beauty of the Lord is the astra, is the weapon by which he kills all the demoniac mentality in the minds of people. So that is the astra. His beauty is the astra. And therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Kali Yuga avatar, he is mentioned even in Vishnu Purana. Swarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi Sannyasa Krishna Mashyanta Nishtha Shanti Parayana. Swarna Varna Hemanga. He will appear as a golden complexion. Chandanangadi, covered with sandalwood paste. Sannyasakrit, he will take sannyas. Nishtha Shanti Parayana. And he will teach how to become peaceful. And then there are some questions. We'll answer the questions at the end. Yeah. Anybody has any questions, you can just put on the chat, because many times, devotees, they don't get time to write or ask questions. So whenever you get some questions, you can put on the chat. So then after this, Karbhajan Muni glorifies the incarnation of Kali Yuga. Very beautiful verses, very famous verses will be coming now. Dheyam sada paribhavagnam abhishta dosham तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं भृत्यार्तिहत् शरण प्रणतपाल भवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दं ध्येयं सदा. One should always meditate on the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Paribhavagnam. Paribhavagnam means he destroys the embarrassing situation of the conditioned world. Abhishta dosham. Abhishta dosha means he freely awards the highest auspicious thing in this world. Prema rasa niryasa karite aswadan ragamarga bhakti loke korite pracharan. He came to give the highest to the lowest. Abhishta dosham. Tirthaspadam. Lord's lotus feet is the shelter of all the holy places. Shiva Virinchi Nutam. All the great personalities, even Brahma, even Shiva, they are serving and engaged in worshipping this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this form of the Lord. Sharanyam, because he is worth taking shelter. Everybody is taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya. Sharanyam. And what he does? Bhrityartihan. Bhrityartihan means he mercifully removes all the distresses of his servants. Bhritya Arti. Arti means distress. Artha. Bhritya means servant. Han means destroy. Pranatapal. And therefore he willingly, he is so very eager to protect his surrendered devotees. His lotus feet, they are bhavabdhi potam. Bhavabdhi potam means they are rightly made boat which can take one across this ocean of material existence. Bhavabdhi potam. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. Vande Mahapurush. You are that Mahapurush, the Supreme Personality, and I worship your lotus feet. So therefore, very beautiful insights are given by the Acharyas. Dheyam Sada means there are no hard and fast rules for worshipping this form of the Lord. In any condition, one can worship the Lord. The yogis, they have to do so much of the tapasya to worship, to engage in meditation. But anyone can chant anytime, worship the Lord by chanting the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna mantra. So interesting line is written there. Yogis, many times they falsely select some other object of meditation. They don't worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they worship Brahman, Paramatma. But then it is written there, when the meditation, and the object of meditation are all on the eternal platform, then actual shelter has been achieved. Because people, even if they achieve Brahman, they fall down. Aruhya krichrena param padam tataha. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only worth taking shelter. Paribhavagna. Paribhavagna means in Kali Yuga, people are infected with the disease of envy. There is envy everywhere between family members, society, nations, and this creates a very embarrassing situation. Such harassments, all these enviousness can be destroyed by taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya, by chanting the names of the Lord. Tirthaspadam. Tirthaspadam means the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. They are the shelter of all the holy places. And in a purport, it is described that actually Mahaprabhu is so very merciful. There are many people in so very remote corners of the world. They cannot come to India to take darshan of the holy places. But Mahaprabhu's mercy is such that now Mahaprabhu has gone all over the world. Therefore, he is Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Even Shiva, even Brahma worship him. Advaitacharya is Sadashiva. Brahma is Haridas Thakur. So both Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur are worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he is Sharanyam. He is the only person worth taking shelter of. And therefore, he removes the distress of the surrendered devotee. See, he removed all the leprosy of the Vasudev leper because of the sincere surrender. One interesting word is used is a person, a devotee who surrenders without any duplicity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him mercy. So therefore, Mahaprabhu is Patit Pavan, not Kapat Pavan. We have to surrender to the Lord with sincere, genuine heart. And then one can cross. And then again, very, very, very beautiful, famous verse comes. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmim dharmishta aryavachasaya dagadharanyam mayamrigam daita ipsita anvadhavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanara. So now Acharyas, they say this verse talks about three incarnations: Lord Ramchandra, Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll see how this verse talks about all the three. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmi. So first about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had a very beautiful wife, Lakshmi herself. He gave up his wife. Tyaktva sudustyaja, that Lakshmi who is desired by everybody, he gave up. Sudustyaja. Why? Although it was Surepsita, everybody wanted that Lakshmi. Dharmishta arevachasa, because of the instructions of a great Brahmana. So there is a story one time, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the associates, they would do kirtan with the doors closed. One of the Brahmana, he wanted to enter and take part. He was not allowed. Out of his anger, he broke his Brahman thread and cursed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will be bereft of all your material possessions. Your material happiness will end. Just to honor the Arya Vachasa, he left this family, left beautiful wife, Dharmishtha Arya Vachasa. Yadagadharanyam. Lord took sannyas and went where? He went in the forest of material enjoyment. And of course, he went traveling through all the places, through the various forests, Jharikanda forest, and there, what he did? Maya Mrigam. What is that Maya Mriga? The conditioned living entity who is running after the material enjoyment. Lord started running after these people, conditioned souls. Anvadhavat. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is running after conditioned souls to save them, searching after the fallen conditioned souls. Vande Mahapurushate Charanara. I offer my respects to that Supreme Lord Mahapurusha. How this verse refers to Lord Ram? Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmi. So also first we'll discuss about Krishna. So Surepsita Rajya Lakshmi means Mathura Sampatti. Very opulent city of Mathura. He gave up. He took birth in Mathura, in the land of opulence. Dharmishta Arya Vachasa, because Vasudev and Devaki, they requested, you please because he appeared in four-handed form. So Devaki requested out of fear, Devaki and Vasudev, out of fear of Kamsa, they requested that you please, transform yourself into a small baby and you please go to Vrindavan. Dharmishta revachasa yadagadharanyam aranyam. What is the aranya here? Vrindavan, forest of Vrindavan. There what he was doing? Maya amrigam daita ipsita. The Maya Mriga means, actually in this word, in this case, it represents Krida Mriga. He became like a toy animal in the hands of Brajvasis. The gopis, they would say, "Oh Krishna, if you dance, I'll give you sweetmeat. If you dance, if you sing, I will give you this butter." And Krishna would do. Gopi bhi stobhito nrityat bhagavan balvat kvachit udgayati kvachin muddas tadvasho daru yantravat. He became like a puppet in the hands of gopis. And of course, he became controlled by Radharani's love. Maya mrigam daitayepsit anvadhavat. Anvadhavat means he was running through the forest of Vrindavan, playing with the cowherd boys, running behind the cows, and running behind Radharani, tightly bound in love of Srimati Radharani. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. How this verse refers to Lord Ramchandra? Tyaktma sudustyaja Deva Payodhya. Why? Are Vachasa. Father Dashrath Maharaj had given a vow, a promise to Kaikai just to protect the vow of Dashrath Maharaj. He gave up the great opulence of Ayodhya, Rajya Lakshmi. And Yadagadharanyam, he went to the forest, Dandakaran and all the forests he went for 13 years. He was there 14 years. Maya Mrigam, and then Mother Sita, she when she saw this golden deer, she got attracted. Daita, Daita Ipsita, because Sita Devi, she was so very dear to Lord Ram. She wanted this Mriga. Therefore, Anvadhavat, he started running behind this Mriga. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. And therefore, Tarbhajan Muni says that Supreme Lord is worshipped by men of different people, different yugas, in different names and forms. And then he glorifies the Sankirtan Yajna. Because among the four yugas, which is the best? So he describes the Sankirtan Yajna. That Kali Yuga is the best of all the yugas. We are thinking, oh, Kali Yuga is the most degraded, fallen. Yes, that is there, but still it is the best. How? It will be described. Kalim sabhajayantyarya gunagyaha sarabhaginah yatra sankirtaneneva sarvaswartho bhilabhyate. Those who are advanced, they are able to appreciate the glorious position of Kali Yuga. They are sarabhagina. They are the seekers of essence. What is the great position of Kali Yuga? Yatta sankirtaneneva, that which was not achieved by, that which was achieved by thousands and thousands of years of meditation, that which was achieved by doing elaborate sacrifices, that which was achieved by doing great, very proper deity worship. Yatra sankirtaneneva sarvaswartho bhilabhyate. The same result is obtained by just chanting the names of the Lord. Highest perfection is achieved by chanting the names of the Lord. As Parikshit Maharaj also says that, when Kali Yuga, he surrendered to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, he saw there is a good thing in Kali Yuga. Nanu doeshti kalim samrat saranga iva sarabhuk kushalanu ashusidyanti netarani kritaniyat. In Kali Yuga, there is a good thing. All the bad things you have to do physically to get the reaction. If you do anything good, even in the mind, you will get the good reaction. So this is another good quality of Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is the best because highest benefit is available to the lowest. And therefore Chakravarti Thakur writes that those who know the quality of preaching through Kirtan, they have accepted Kali Yuga as the supreme. Somebody may say, how can they accept Kali Yuga, which is full of faults. Yes, it has unlimited faults, but it has unlimited good qualities also. That is there. That is interesting thing about Kali Yuga. Unlimited faults are there for sure. Unlimited good qualities are also there. And therefore it says nahi yatah paramo labho dehinam bhramyatamiha yato vindeta paramam shantim nashyati samsritihi. Nahi yatah paramo labho, there is no higher possible gain for a conditioned soul who is wandering in this material world. Yato vindeta paramam, one can attain the supreme peace by taking shelter of the chanting of the names of the Lord and get liberated. So therefore it is said that even great souls, Mahabhagavata Nityam Kalo Kurvanti Kirtanam, Mahabhagavatas, the great devotees of the Lord, they glorify Kali Yuga, they do Kirtan of Kali Yuga. Therefore Kali Yuga is the best age. With the smallest of the endeavor, we can get the highest. The inhabitants of Satya Yuga, even they desire to take birth in Kali Yuga. Although they know that Kali Yuga is full of faults, so many problems are there, but why they desire? Because, in Satya Yuga, the conditions are so good that they think, अरे खाली जप करके कैसे भगवान की प्राप्ति हो सकती है? Just by moving lips, how one can attain the highest perfection? In Kali Yuga, there is so much of distress, so much of pain that one has to helplessly take shelter of Krishna. And therefore, for people of Kali Yuga to develop love of God is so very easy. That's why even Satyuga residents, they hanker to take birth in Kali Yuga. Because one more quality of Kali Yuga is, in Kali Yuga, one gets abundant association of devotees, which is not available. Devotees who love God. Other ages, there may be people who are Brahman realized, Paramatma realized, but devotees are very few. Interesting thing about Kali Yuga is there are so many devotees in Kali Yuga. Muktanam Abhisiddhanam Narayan Parayana Sudurlabha Prashantatma Kotishwabhi Mahamune. Although they're so very rare, they are available so very easily in Kali Yuga. So I'll just take five more minutes to complete this chapter. So now it describes at the end the supreme position of this devotional service. And again, famous verse is there. Devarshi bhuta trinam pitrinam na kinkaro nayam ranicha rajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam pariritya kartum. Whoever renders devotional service, he becomes free from all the debt. Devarshi, all the great demigods, great sages, ordinary living entities, relatives, friends, mankind, or even forefathers. One becomes free from the debt of all these people. One who has surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord, na kinkara, he does not have to serve any of them. He is not indebted to any of them. Gato mukundam pariritya kartum. One who has given up all the material duties and completely engaging in service of the Lord, he becomes free from all the debt. So till the time one has not developed the stage of pure devotional service, one should continue doing his duties. One should not artificially renounce and give up all the material obligations thinking that I have become a devotee. Even great souls like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also did Shraddha ceremony. The great souls like Bharat Maharaj and Prithu Maharaj, they were also doing not Karma Kandi Yagyas, they were doing Yagyas, because while doing Yagya, they were thinking, oh, Indra is a part of Lord. So therefore, either we are on pure devotional level or sadhaka level, just to set right example so that people, they don't get disturbed, continue doing the duties, and at heart we can of course become completely detached. And therefore it says actually there is no need of separate atonement. स्वपादमूलं भजतः प्रियस्य त्यक्त्वान्यभावस्य हरिपरेशः विकर्म यच्चोत्पतितं कथञ्चित् धुनोति सर्वं हृदि सन्निविष्टः. Somehow, a person who is very dear to the Lord, if he cannot, continue doing the material engagements, he gives up all the material engagements, serves the Lord, but even while serving the Lord, accidentally, if he gives up, he performs some sinful activity. Vikarmayat cha utpatitam kathanchit. Who will purify that person? Dhunoti sarvam hridhi sannivishtaha. Lord is there in the heart. He destroys all the sin of a devotee. He does not have to do extra atonement. So therefore, that is described here. And so this is the overview of whatever we have heard, 9 questions of Nimi Maharaj and the answers. So now Narad Muni, after describing all this, he says, after hearing this science, Narad Muni is now telling to Vasudev. He says, after describing this science of bhakti, King Nimi and all the priests, they were very satisfied, and the sages then disappeared. And then Narad Muni, he starts praising the good fortune of Vasudev. He says, O king, O Vasudev, simply apply all these things, whatever I have spoken, all these principles, and your life will be perfect. Actually, Narad Muni he knew that Vasudev is great devotee of the Lord, he is Nitya Siddha. But why he was instructing Vasudev in this way? Because, Vasudev, he was in the mood of an ordinary person. So Narad Muni also went into that mood, and he was also, giving solace, giving some, uh, some, additional faith to Vasudev, saying that, okay, don't worry, you will also get delivered, some solace. So therefore, he says, you, Vasudev and Devaki, you two, you have filled the entire world with your glorious service to Lord Krishna. Yuvayo khalu dampatyor yashasha puritam jagat putratam agamadhyatvam bhagavan ishvaro harihi. The world has become filled by your glories because you have served uh, Krishna so very nicely. So that is what is described by Narad Muni. And then he says, you have become so very great because you were always taking darshan of Lord. Darshana, alingana, alapai. You got a chance to embrace the Lord. You are talking with the Lord. You are sleeping. You are eating food with the Lord. You are sitting together with the Lord. Undoubtedly, you both have become completely purified already, because you have done unalloyed devotional service. You have already manifested love of God. So therefore, you don't have to worry. When Narad Muni said that, Vasudev is thinking, oh, why are you saying like this? We are such great offenders, because we were thinking Lord is our son, we have offended him. Narad Muni says, no, 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 that is not the case. You have served the Lord in a mood of parental devotion. Vatsalya bhav. What to speak of this? Even somebody who is inimical kings like Kamsa, Shishupal, they also got delivered. Then what to speak of you, O Vasudev? So therefore, you should not think Lord as Krishna as a supreme Lord. You should not think Krishna as an ordinary child. You should think Krishna as a supreme Lord. But you should not give up your Vatsalya bhav. Continue showering all the Vatsalya affection. And therefore, if you are doing in this way, then you will attain success. So Lord, he descends in this world to kill all the demoniac kings and to please his saintly devotees. And that's how he has spread his fame throughout the universe. So after describing this, Shukdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that Vasudev, he was completely struck with wonder when he heard all that. And he and Devaki, he gave up all the illusion and they were free from any anxiety. And then Shukdev Goswami in the end he gives the Falastuti. He says anyone who describes on who meditates this on this very wonderful pure historical narration with attention, he'll become free from all the ignorance in this very life and he'll achieve the liberation. So that is the end of the fifth chapter. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, there are some questions. Okay, so in day-to-day activity, we may be doing some things which may look sinful, just like while cleaning, while walking, while cooking, some insects are killed. Yes, but we should not do it intentionally. Some things are unavoidable, but we should not take pleasure in doing it. We have to do the needful. Then it is not so much sinful, and that's why in scriptures it is described there are pancha mahayagyas. There are some yagyas which are mentioned to make one purify of all these sinful activities which one commits unintentionally. But in Kali Yuga, nobody knows all these yagyas. So best is humbly and sincerely chant the names of the Lord, and then will become free from the sinful reaction. Of course, the intention should be very pure. Okay. So the Lord of the so the name of the Yuga avatar of Kali Yuga is not mentioned directly because Channa Kalau. Channa Kalau means it is mentioned by Prahlad Maharaj in seventh canto that Lord appears in a hidden incarnation. So that's why none of the scriptures they directly uh, there are some scriptures which mention the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but many of the scriptures they do not mention. They indirectly describe the avatar of Kali Yuga, and the great devotees they understand it. They come to know that this is the glorification of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so I think there are no questions. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask, or we'll stop here. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.